All right, let's see here. Oh, on to page 2. Good morning. I'm Ted Cook. That's Jason Cook. We're brothers. We've been asked to do a podcast today for reallycheapfloors.com where we take your questions and we answer them somewhat truthfully and to the best of our abilities. We usually start with the easiest one and give it to Jason. Today, Jason, does LVP shrink down in size after it has been installed?
No. LVP is one of the more stable products. Very little movement. So my answer would be no. Ain't much to say about that other than it don't shrink.
No, it doesn't shrink. That's right.
So, okay. That was easy.
That was an easy one. I should have taken that one.
Here's one for you.
Okay.
Home Depot's Traffic Master has a 4 mil LVP and 3.8 millimeter overall thickness for $1.79. Does our Hazel Creek measure up to that?
Well, when you're comparing LVPs, we have to choose different attributes to compare by. Overall thickness really doesn't matter. We can line it with bricks. It won't make it last any longer. What it does tell us is what kind of components are in there. So when you see one that's 3.8 millimeters, where our Hazel Creek, I think, is a 5 millimeter, something's missing. What is it? In this case, there's 2 attributes that jump out at us. One, that thickness. Our Hazel Creek has that extra balancing layer that makes that product very stable in direct sunlight or in changing moisture levels. That's a big deal. The other one, when you're looking at a 4 mil wear layer compared to our Hazel Creek 12 mil wear layer, I'm no mathematician, but that alligator mouth is really getting excited about that 12 mil over a 4. Why does any company offer the cheapest made product in the industry? 4 mil is the cheapest you can buy, okay? It's the thinnest. Well, they're doing it to hit a price point, okay? They don't care about anything else other than getting the lowest price point. And frankly, that scares me. I don't want the cheapest of anything, okay, ever. But really, when you look at something like that, it's just not a good idea. Which, when you look at our next question, how long is the floor life of a luxury vinyl plank? Nobody can answer that, but when you buy an inferior product like the 4 mil or even a 6 or an 8 mil product or some 12s that don't have that balancing layer, the lifetime may not be determined by the change in gloss level or the wear through the wear layer, but it may be determined by when you have sunlight hitting it or some moisture change and it pulls apart or it twists. I mean, we see it all the time. So we have to be careful in how we define the lifetime of a product. Anything to add to that?
No, because every household is different. We don't know. You got kids roller skating on, probably won't last as long, will it?
Right, and you can damage a floor that limits the lifetime.
Right.
You know, you can take a shirt, first day you wear it, you tear a hole in it. Well, guess what? The lifetime of that shirt was 1 day. So you sort of have to be careful how you take care of it too. All in all, though, check those specs. A floor with a thicker wear layer is going to last longer than one without. A floor with it's a little bit thicker with those balancing layers is going to last a little longer. Okay, let's see. Jason, do I need an underlayment for my luxury vinyl plank flooring?
No.
Keywords need.
Need. No, yeah. You don't need one. Most of them, here's one of Shaw's. Shaw's comes with a neoprene, already attached pad, Cortec, already has a cork backing, and most of them do already have them. There are some out there that are rigid cores that does not have an attached pad, which doesn't mean you have to put one under it. There are some that don't have them. The companies do have pads you can put down, but there's no need for it.
They're just there to quieten the floor. They're not a moisture barrier. They don't contribute to the lifetime of the floor. Just makes it a little quieter.
But most of your products already have it. And they recommend you not to put an extra layer under it because it'll give too much.
That's pretty opportune. You find that and pulling
that
in.
It's pretty good.
You seized the day there. Okay, Jason, this customer just got done installing their luxury vinyl plank flooring that they bought from reallycheapfloors.com. I'm sure they saved some money and got a great floor. They're wondering, when is it safe to start walking on their floors?
As soon as you get through installing it. I mean, you're walking on it while you're installing it already.
That's an excellent point too.
No, when it's down, it's safe to go ahead and put furniture, do everything you want, and go ahead and get everything in the house.
There's no glues you're waiting on to dry. There's no curing. There's no finishes that are curing. Yeah, take off, walk on it. Okay, let's see. That's probably the end of the easy ones. Oh, here's a really tough one. Can I use Windex on my luxury vinyl plank flooring to clean it? You know, immediately we jump out and we say, no, you can't. But Windex, if my memory serves me correct, was one of the first no rinse cleaners. You know, they advertise it as streak free. It's streak free because it doesn't leave a residue. When you're buying a cleaner for your vinyl floor, make sure you buy a no rinse cleaner. It's absolutely imperative that you buy a no rinse cleaner, whether it's the Bona product, the Armstrong products, or any of the other products that the manufacturers make or label themselves. It's really important that you get that no rinse, because if you get something that has to be rinsed, like a soap or an oil, it leaves a residue. And over time you get a buildup in that residue, and it makes your floor lose some gloss level. Not permanently, but it covers it up. It's like a film over top of it, and it just doesn't look too good. So make sure you use a no rinse cleaner. Could it be Windex? I guess a manufacturer would say no, but in all reality, probably. It doesn't leave a residue, why not? Okay, let's see here. What is a floating floor? It won't fly away, will it? Well, no, probably not.
It ain't got wings, does it?
It doesn't have wings, it floats, not flies. Silly goose. Floating floor refers to the fact that it is not glued, stapled, attached in any way to your floor. The advantage of that is if you have some deficiencies in your subfloor, it doesn't mirror them. You know, in the old days when we put down roll goods, whether it was vinyl or carpets, and some of the carpets, it would show you, it would mirror what's
every little imperfection.
Yeah, you get a crack in the floor, a hole in the floor. If you didn't fix them good enough, you could see them. The old tile floors, the old VCT tile floors were terrible for that. We've done a lot of VCT work, vinyl composition tile, in hospitals and schools and in different businesses. And you would think you had a floor absolutely perfect, and you come back a year later and it looks like there's a piece of gravel underneath it, and over time it would break. So a floating floor, they started making those in vinyls in sheet goods many years ago, but almost all the LVPs made today. There are some glued down products that typically go in commercial applications, but almost all your residential is floating floor. It's there. One, it makes a better install, and two, it's a lot easier to install. No glues involved, things like that. That's a pretty good answer, wasn't it?
Pretty good.
You like that?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Is a floating floor better than a non-floating floor?
I guess it depends on the application. I think if I was doing a showroom for cars or something, an automobile showroom, and it was new, and I had a good slab, I would probably glue it down.
Yeah.
But in a house, I would never consider doing glue down.
No.
Certainly not over a wood subfloor.
No,
I would never do it.
If I was doing a house, personal house, I'd probably always use floating.
Yeah.
Now, if I was somebody doing apartment buildings,
Possibly,
that I rent out to different people all the time, I'd think about doing a glue down
On a slab, not on a wood subfloor.
just because you can replace the board a little easier.
And it's cheaper. Glue down floors cost less. Shoot, they're like a third less. But all right, let's see. This customer says, "I heard you cannot put cabinets on top of a floating floor." Is that true?
It is true. It ain't that you can't. A lot of your companies, it voids your warranty because they don't want it fastened at all.
Why don't they want it fastened at all?
Because it won't let it move.
That's the reasoning behind a floating floor. Is
That
it can
is.
expand and contract. But if you put nails through it, it can no longer do that.
Right. Same thing, if you put trim around and you shot it down through the floor, it can't move. And same thing with cabinets.
So what do you do?
Some companies, you can put it on cabinets like the Island, but they recommend that you screw or drill a large hole in your LVP So when you run the screw, it is not holding the LVP. It goes
still
down
expand
to
the track.
so it can still move.
Okay. All right, let's see here. This customer says, I would like to put flooring down in my basement. Which flooring is the best for a basement floor? Well, that's an interesting question. And one we've been asked thousands of times in the past. And what you have to decide as a consumer is, what are you going to use your basement for? Is it where you're going to send the kids when you don't want to listen to them anymore and all bets are off? Or is it an extension of your main living quarters, okay? If it's just an extension of your living room, then you need to put the same type flooring there that you would put upstairs. But a lot of people use a basement, like I said, it gets abused a little bit more. They send the kids down there. It's where you would have a party. Maybe the pool table's down there. Or another difference can be, because it is the basement, it's over a concrete slab. Maybe it has a greater propensity. You ever use the word propensity?
No, not often.
If you'll use it a few times a day for a week, it becomes yours. Greater chance of having moisture issues. So one great thing about vinyl floors, whether it's a Roll Good or a Click LVP, they don't mind water, okay? All of our LVP products that we offer are waterproof. That does not mean water can't go around them. It means water won't bother them. As long as you're buying a 12 mil floor with a good bouncing layer or higher, 12 or thicker, moisture isn't going to be a problem. And that's what we want. We want a floor down there that doesn't give us any problems. Whether it's from abuse, whether it's from a short lifespan, whether it's installation problem, we don't want any of those. So it's really hard to beat an LVP floor in a basement.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Oh, on to page 2. Oh, good. Jason, here's one for you. I heard that cork flooring isn't good for a basement floor. Is that true?
No. I think, well, all Cortec LVP has attached cork back.
They didn't say cork attached back. They said cork flooring. I wouldn't put cork flooring anywhere personally because it does not do well with water. Cork will stain from moisture.
It will stain.
Yeah.
It is a very quiet floor.
It's expensive.
It is expensive. So if it's just plain cork they're talking about, I'd say no.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it in the basement.
It'd be hard to keep up.
Yeah, why would you want to, we talked about what to use in a basement. Not really sure why you would put cork down there. Basements typically don't need more soundproofing. Upstairs, you might want the soundproofing.
Right.
But downstairs, because of the moisture issues, I wouldn't do it. Let's go to the next one. Should I nail or staple my tongue and groove hardwood flooring?
You can do either. I like nails better. Nails let the wood give
Move
some.
a little bit more,
They
right.
do let it move a little bit. When you use staples, it's there. It cannot expand any at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I prefer the nails. And a lot of companies, I know some people that do these big gyms and stuff, and they have made them go to the nails.
Right.
Just because it will let it expand.
And you'll hear some people say, well, I want my floor down tight. I don't want it to move.
No, you want it to move.
You want it to move.
You want it to be able to give a little
Seasonally,
bit.
it's going to move.
Yes.
Okay, can I buff out scratches on my laminate flooring?
No.
No.
No. Laminate you can't sand coat.
Can't refinish,
You can't
can't
do
change it all.
anything with laminate. Laminate's just a photo finish.
With
And it's hard to scratch, so if you've scratched laminate, you've done something pretty bad.
Yeah. If you scratch one, you're probably going to have to replace the board.
Yeah.
All right, last question for this podcast. What is the best water-resistant flooring for a bathroom or at the front door? Well, there's a couple of options. Ceramic tile has always been water-resistant. You can put it on the bottom of the swimming pool. You're not going to hurt it getting a little mud and water on it.
No.
The only problem with doing ceramic tile for a bathroom or front door, you're using a small area. Your labor is going to be pretty expensive, and it takes multiple days. You've got to come back and set tile one day, and then you've got to go back another day and grout it.
And it's a cold floor.
And it's cold.
It is.
With vinyl plank, it's floating. It's cheap. You can do it yourself. You can put it in one day. Unless you just love ceramic tile, vinyl plank is going to be your best option there.
Yeah.
Listen, we really appreciate your questions, even the ones we make fun of you, because we like doing that.
Oh, yeah.
But if you keep them coming, and we get to keep a job. Thanks.